Hi, and welcome to Industry Update, your source for the latest news in the ad specialty industry. I'm Dave Vagnoni. In this special episode, we take you inside the 2010 ASI Power Summit held earlier this week at the Turnberry Isle Resort in Aventura, Florida. In the next few minutes, we'll explain what every one of your clients should know about ad specialties. Plus, we'll bring you a handful of tips to employ some new and creative marketing strategies in your business. But we begin our Power Summit coverage with an exclusive interview with economist Sean Snaith. Counselor editor Andy Cohen asked Sean for his 2011 and 2012 economic forecasts.
I think the first half of that 24-month period, we'll see just gradual recovery. We'll start to see more job creation. The unemployment rate, I'm afraid, is going to remain elevated. I think it'll be above 9% into 2012, most certainly. But 2012, we'll start to see a little more momentum pick up and job creation pick up. And I think the recovery then will be several years old. I think there'll be less concern about this double dip. But in the near term, a slow plod out of a deep hole with momentum building as we get out a couple years.
Okay, so it's still safe to say we could focus a little bit on growth these days.
I think we can look forward. I mean, despite what we've been through, and I think everyone's a little shell-shocked, quite frankly, but I think you should take heart in GDP growth, take heart in the fact that we're starting to see some job growth, and sales. People are seeing sales pick up. They're not going through the roof, but they're better than they have been. And so at this point, I think we can take that and be thankful that we're moving out of this thing.
And once again, we thank Sean and Andy. That full interview, by the way, is viewable on ASICentral.com. We continue now with the always changing world of marketing. We discuss several marketing strategies at the 2010 Power Summit, including the use of blogs and Twitter. At the Power Summit, I asked Right Sleeve President Mark Graham to tell us how he's made blogging a successful part of his marketing plan.
Blogging principally for us, Dave, has been all about thought leadership. So our blog is rightsleeve.com/blog or www.swag20.com. And we spend a lot of time really presenting topics that relate to our creative research and our creative spin on the industry. And then what we do is we'll then post it online for our clients and prospects to consume. And it's incredible about how many people will come to the blog, will read our content, and then call us and say, can you do what you just talked about online? So it's been a great lead generation mechanism for us.
And your blog is very good. You folks out there should check out Mark's blog. Let's move now to Twitter and transition to that. And question I asked you in there, and you kind of said that's a pretty good question. How do you generate followers on Twitter? I think people out there want to know an answer to that.
It's about two things: good, compelling content and consistent content. And if you're able to do that, then you're able to then attract people. I'm not a believer in joining these spam lists that then attract all sorts of followers, because that's all about quantity but not about quality. But if you're able to engage a loyal following, people that will read your tweets, retweet them, reply to you, then that's really where you be able to that's really where you can generate an organic and quality followership.
And once again, some quality advice from Mark Graham of Right Sleeve Marketing. Next up in this episode, we have a sequel. On Monday at the Power Summit, we released version 2 of the ASI Ad Impression Study. For more on that, we bring back in Andy Cohen, who asked ASI Magazine's editor-in-chief Melinda Lygos what sets this year's study apart.
The Ad Specialty Impression Study 2.0, what's the difference between this version and the earlier version?
Well, there's lots of differences. First of all, this year's study is global. So instead of just surveying business people in the U.S., we actually surveyed people in Canada, in England, and in Australia as well. The other difference is that we broke it down by demographic group. So not only can you see what types of products people like, but you can see what types by gender, by age, by ethnicity, by income, even by political party affiliation. So Democrat, Republican, Independent, they all like different things in promotional products.
Wow, lots of breakdowns. So what are a couple highlights? I understand bags scored pretty well in this survey.
Absolutely. Bags consistently deliver the best cost per impression. That makes sense because people may bring a bag with them every day. The other thing that is really key for distributors and suppliers to know is that promotional products continue to have the very best cost per impression. They beat primetime TV, for instance, radio advertising, print advertising as being the most cost-effective advertising medium available. So that's something everyone's going to want to spread.
That's very good.
Andy Cohen and Melinda Lygos, thanks very much. finally this week, no Power Summit would be complete without the unveiling of Counselor's Power 50 list. This year at number 1 is Kevin Lyons-Tarr, president of top 40 distributor firm 4imprint. For the full list of the Power 50, visit ASICentral.com. As always, for the latest industry news and videos, check out Counselor PromoGram and keep track of trends, happenings, and research on our ASI Central Facebook page and through Twitter. We hope you'll join us again next week. Until then, for Industry Update, I'm Dave Vagnoni. Have a great day.